Greg's back from the Concord Food Co-op. Showed up on time.
Good morning.
How are you, man?
Yes, we were all on time.
Great to see you.
I know.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I know. We've got a couple of guests. What's the second book? I don't know
This
that
is the
one.
new one. It just released last
That's why I don't have it. All right. Maria's back. Maria Noel Groves. Charlie Cole was talking about you. Said nice
Yeah.
things. You're going to be out there,
I'm
too.
very excited. I'm actually going to be there tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
At Winter Farmers
Yep.
Market selling the new book, but then I will be there in a couple of weeks, and we're going to do a 3-part
She
series
runs
of
Wintergreen
classes.
Botanicals in nearby Allenstown, teaching classes and seeing clients. She writes widely about herbs and is the author of both Body Into Balance, an herbal guide to self-care, and the new Grow Your Own Herbal Remedies. I see, why didn't you make the title Groves? Your Own Herbal Remedies. I just thought that would have worked better.
I actually don't get to totally decide the titles. That's the publishing company.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure herb was in the title somewhere. That was my main thing.
Now, the first one, Body Into Balance, did well.
Yes. Yeah, it's a bestseller.
Yeah. So this one, 2 in a row.
I am very excited about it. It's doing well so far. It's not even officially released elsewhere yet, so coming soon.
Now, can I ask a question? Do we have a second?
Sure we do. We have good time.
Let me ask Maria. I love this. I know you make your own remedies for your garden, and you encourage others to do the same. But for those who are just starting out or don't have the interest or ability to grow and make their own herbal remedies, where would you recommend they get good quality herbal products? And do you sell them?
Well, I don't sell them. That's not something I do. I do sometimes recommend people go to Sara's shop, Sacred
Sara.
Tree Herbals.
How are you?
And then also, of course, the co-op. And I used
I didn't see that coming, really.
I used to run the supplement department there, so I am biased, and I know that they stock really good quality herbal products because there really are a lot of poor quality products on the market out there.
How do I know the difference between a good quality and a poor quality?
Unfortunately, you usually don't. I mean, you can look at, the color, the flavor, the scent, all those things will kind of give you at least a general idea, especially when you're working with dried herbs. But when it comes to herbal remedies, it's hard for the consumer to know.
Yeah.
And so to turn to sources that where you can trust, which generally natural food stores and co-ops like Concord Food Co-op will have vetted brands that have excellent quality. So Gaia Herbs, Herb Farm, Oregon's Wild Harvest is an awesome local company called Enjoy Organics, Herbal Energetics, and so forth.
So if I know nothing, basically what I need to know is go to Concord Co-op.
Yes.
That's the place to start.
Right, at least to start until you learn to know stuff.
And buy both these books.
Well, yeah, then there's that.
Cheap plug. There you
Yes,
go.
yeah.
Okay.
And the manager of the health and beauty department at the co-op is very knowledgeable as well. So if you have questions about if you're looking at and there's 3 or 4 different choices there, then they can run through what.
Now we could talk about the choices, but they can't make recommendations, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So they cannot say this is what you need, but if you are looking for something, they can talk about that and identify and say, this is good because, or this accomplishes ABC.
Right, so you're still a better educated consumer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was
And that's good.
Okay.
It's always good.
What's the matter?
No, she was agreeing with me.
Being very serious.
Nobody agrees with him.
Yeah, no, that's why he asked the question, what's the matter? Yeah.
That's what scared me. Wow, we're losing
I
control.
agree with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you two were on what was it, a couple months ago, and it was digestive disorders. Was that the primary topic?
Digestive health.
Yeah.
Digestive health. All right, there's the positive part of it. And today it's immune health, correct? And you said there's a tie in there, so I'm curious what the tie-in is as well. And
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm Sara Kender.
I was getting there, Sarah. I was
were you
going to
gonna
introduce you.
me?
yes.
Should I
Go
just
for
talk?
it. She's
Yes.
going
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the tie-in here for the digestive system is that about 70% of your immune system is in your digestive system because this is like the biggest hole in your body. So pathogens is a likely entry for pathogens to come in. So when your digestive system is healthy, your stomach acid is up to par, namely, then you can be pretty healthy in general. There's other caveats to that. So things that bolster immune health are reducing stress.
Ugh, good luck with
Which
that.
is huge. I
quit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I know. It's
And
a tough
diet.
thing to do.
And diet's huge. Cut down on refined sugars. I mean, refined sugars reduce immune function a ton.
Yeah.
So
And
you know,
refined sugars in everything.
and they're in everything.
Yeah.
Right. And sugar can hide in all sorts of little names, all the oses and
all the
in your
oses,
ingredients.
sucrose and
dextrose and
That's not, I mean, those are two very identifiable ways that you can work to improve your immune system. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's great. I mean, I don't even have to go out and find a product. I just have to reduce my stress and
right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But is everything good for my gut also good for my immune system?
Well, indirectly, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if one
Yeah.
was to the exclusion of the other, or everything that if it's good for this, there's a double purpose and it's going to take care of that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and so different life hacks I like to, kind of say, because we can push herbs a lot, and we can suggest tons of things that you can put into your body besides food and other things like that. But life hacks for the person that's sitting at home right now, what can I do to help reduce my stress? Well, meditate. Meditate every day. Find quiet space and center yourself and focus. That's huge for high blood pressure and huge for stress. And then diet is an easy thing. I mean, we oftentimes have to name it, right? We have to have all these names for all these diets. I always say, well, diet isn't what you go on, it's what you eat every day.
Right.
So just eat good food. What does that mean? 50% vegetables, reduce your carbs, forget about refined sugars. And just, eat well. Eat well.
Now, see,
Most of the time.
I knew the two of you were coming in this morning, and we did a story earlier this morning, and I wish you were there when I was doing the story, because I would love to have seen your faces. It was a guy who was doing a 12,000 calorie diet.
12,000.
Why?
Because he's
an
enormous. He's
enormous.
He's a
six,
big guy.
6'8", 410 pounds.
And
he
hiking
does
the
these,
Appalachian
he
Trail?
does these, no, he does these eating challenges, and it's 12,000
He's some
calories. And I'm
video
like,
guy.
How can you do
Yeah.
12,000 calories a day?
Well, in America, it actually wouldn't be that hard to do, but it
Really?
wouldn't be very healthy for you.
It wouldn't be good for you,
You
yeah.
can get salads that are 1,500 calories
You
right there.
so
So.
can.
Can you really? Can it get that high?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's the stuff you put on it?
The creamy
I've
dressing.
gained weight
Creamy
eating
dressing, yeah.
salads
It's
at some of these
typically
restaurants.
and it's the dressings, and I mean they're
Giant
all
croutons.
high fructose
Yeah.
and giant croutons and
Fried, crispy yumminess.
Yeah,
on
you're
top.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, what's the number I'm supposed to have every day? Calories?
In an
a couple
ideal?
thousand.
Yeah, about 2,000
Is that
a good
realistic?
average.
It depends on how much you exercise and what you're doing.
And,
That's what I'm
and how
looking
big
for.
you are initially. So my maintenance calories would be like 1,300 calories, which isn't that much.
Really?
But
Yeah.
most everybody actually
Now, are
gets
you
more than
walking, or
that.
are you doing something to augment that?
I go hiking pretty regularly.
Okay. So, but I just wonder how religious you're supposed to keep track of your calories.
I don't count.
Okay.
I think that does diets a disservice.
You're more concerned
some
about what's
people
going
need-
in as opposed to the numbers. it's
Exactly.
bringing.
I mean, some people need that. It
Right. Some
depends.
people need to put a little
Some people
order to it.
need
Yeah,
that
right.
structure, but
Or
I
at
mean,
least go through a couple weeks of it and just observe your intake.
figure
just
out
to
what-
figure out. Then you don't have to be, taking notes all
But
day
again,
forever.
Right, but I always just tell people, try to have in your diet 50% fruits and vegetables. If you can do that, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
You will be okay. Your digestive system will thank you. You'll have great transit time and great, regularity. I guess you could say.
And with me, the other thing that I try real hard to do, my meals are not prepackaged. They're not fast food.
Nice.
It's stuff that I make.
That's right.
So
Excellent.
I control. Last night it was summer squash and zucchini stir fry with carrots. Did some of that. Yeah, did some of that. Now, I had a rice. I had a starch to go with it.
That's
yeah,
okay.
I know. Offset
It's
it.
okay.
That's
but
okay.
Again, there's the 50%.
Right.
But I like fresh.
Yeah.
And people say, I don't have time. Yeah, you do.
You do.
You
I
really.
know.
I don't have a sous chef. I'm not doing 3 hours prep. But it still is not coming out of a box.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's
And
right.
I actually have some clients, and here's another, uncalled for plug for the co-op, but
Oh, it's called for. It's called for.
I have some clients who live in
Please,
the
don't
urban
stop.
area. And, especially the folks who live alone, one of the things that they'll do sometimes is just go hit the hot bar and the salad bar and
Yep.
grab their stir-fry vegetables already prepped. And it's nicer and it's cheaper to go buy them whole and then prep them yourself. But if you're, just needing a little bit or you need to shave off some time, that's one way to do it.
Wow. All right. We've got to take a quick break.
Yes, 43 right now.
And is it?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more. We haven't heard from you.
Well, I'm just waiting to get in.
Oh, okay. Okay. We'll be back with Greg, maybe.
Thank you.
For the Concord Food Co-op right after this.
Yeah, getting fresh on a Friday morning with the Concord Food Co-op. I thought we'd groove into this. A little fresh, a little exciting. Maria and Sara are here, and Greg, of course, talking about herbal remedies, and you're just coming out with a book now about how to grow and make your own remedies. This is something that you don't have to be extreme to take advantage of this, do you?
Oh, no, definitely not.
This is an easy thing to do.
You can grow a lot of really easy things in your backyard and make remedies with them. One that's particularly good for the immune system, which does take a little while to grow, but you can also wildcraft them if you're good at your identification. And you can also just buy the pre-made products at places like the Co-op, would be elderberry syrup. As we were talking about the immune system earlier, elderberry syrup has become pretty trendy for good reason. It helps basically block viruses out of cells, because the way that viruses work is they break into your cells, reprogram your cells to make more viruses. So it's kind of like a monster in a sense.
Wow.
And then as they explode out, that's where a lot of the damage of a virus happens. And elderberry syrup, if you take it at the early stages or when you know you're susceptible, let's say you didn't get enough sleep the night before and you know you're going to be, more
a little off
susceptible,
today, right?
You're
Yeah.
3 times more likely to get sick if you got 7 or fewer hours
Wow.
sleep the night before. So that would be a good time, or when you're traveling, or when you just start to feel that little tickle of something going on, you'd start taking elderberry syrup every couple hours.
Wow.
And it really does a nice job, and it tastes good.
See, and this is so watching your immune system. It's kind of like it's sort of like putting the shields up to protect yourself when you're in a vulnerable situation.
In a way.
But there's stuff you could do every day to help
certainly.
build your immunity, which helps, digestion, which is kind of the core.
Right.
It's kind of the core of everything.
And my go-to for immune health, I have several herbs that I like. Echinacea augustifolia is one of them. Astragalus is another, but I use a lot of medicinal mushrooms. And what medicinal mushrooms actually do is make sure, it helps your immune system work smarter, not harder. You have to be careful with people with autoimmune diseases with these immune stimulants and boosters. So we just want to have a caveat there. But for the most part, I make an immune tonic. And if you start taking it on the onset of a cold, or if you're pretty good about maintenance, you can ward off colds with this tonic. Big proponent of medicinal mushrooms. I forage for my own and make tonics with them, and they are absolutely amazing. And I use them especially for people with Lyme disease, because Lyme does affect the immune system.
Yes, yeah, it does. It does.
I've had Lyme since 2008, and I only use herbs to treat my Lyme.
Wow.
To support my body.
That's
and
great.
it really is about supporting the terrain, with good sleep, good food, less stress, and some herbal remedies that can really help even everything out and balance everything out. Bone soup is a big one I love, because you can put all sorts of stuff in there.
Yeah, sure you can.
Yeah. So.
Sure you can.
And I just wanted to say, if listeners are missing some of these recommendations, this show will be on NH1 next week. It'll be on the
Absolutely.
Co-op's Facebook page next week, and it airs 3 times on Concord TV.
It's awesome.
And you can come visit me at Sacred Tree Herbals in Meredith on 48 Main. I'm a clinical herbalist. I've been doing this for about a decade. I'm also a Reiki master. So I do integrate Reiki into my practice as well. And
Nice.
Reiki is wonderful for stress management.
Sure it is.
And trauma release and all that, which people, this parasympathetic nervous system issue does set off low
Fight or
immune.
flight.
Totally, and that will set off
parasympathetic
the stress,
relax.
right, in the stress response, and that reduces immune function. So it all kind of ties in really nicely.
Yeah, I mean, this year seemed to be an awful lot of colds and flu, more so than most. I rarely get sick, and it just seemed to just be with me for quite a few months.
And it shot through everywhere, wherever it showed up. It like everybody got it.
and it came back in different forms, So I was very anxious to hear, and again, elderberry there's, to me, since it's an herb that you could take that every day. I wouldn't know necessarily when to take it, so if I did it every day, if I just got on a regimen.
You can definitely use it that way, but I personally prefer to use it at that early sign, or when you're susceptible, and turning to things like astragalus and medicinal mushrooms to help with the day-to-day strengthening of the immune system.
Nice.
Because they're going to do more to really strengthen the immune system. And then another thing I really love are all those pungent, food herbs like garlic and ginger. And when I'm coming down with something, another thing I really love to do is just make a really strong, fresh ginger root tea with some lemon. I throw honey in there because I usually am getting sore throats when I'm coming down with something too. And I love that. It's also good even with stomach bugs, because it helps fight pathogens and support your beneficial bacteria in your gut as well. So it's just a really nice remedy that you can make easily, and it tastes good.
And just to bring in, immune suppressed situations, everybody who suffers from allergies, it's essentially an immune suppressed body,
Right,
And
right.
I've suffered from asthma and allergies all my life. And when I take the immune tonics on a regular basis, not only is my digestion better, but I don't have the allergies, or my asthma isn't as reactive. So
That's great.
it really helps the core of your whole
They
body.
sort of retrain your immune system.
It's amazing. It really is amazing.
Well, the point is, you can put it under your control. You can take control
Empower
of your.
yourself.
Imagine that, and not just let life happen to you. You can take control.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's okay to reach for those things to help you, with your body.
Yeah.
And it's okay
achieve
to do
your best
that,
self. Yeah.
Because we know that food and herbs can do that. And yeah, health freedom is amazing.
Well, it's funny because people will very often go into a victim mentality, and you can't be a victim. You're in charge of yourself.
That's right.
You can't be like, well, this is just what happened to me. No. Take control.
That's right.
Any recommendations on how to put it into practice? I know, I'm just trying to take turmeric and I fail at that every day. It's there, but it gets hidden away on the counter, and then I just forget to add it. So do you have any?
Besides electric shock therapy,
If that's what it's going to take.
No, I think it's just about getting it into your habits.
Yes.
It really is getting it into your habits.
And I can tell you what I do, because I make my own bone broth like Sara does as well. And shiitake's the mushroom that I particularly love to throw in there. I'll just do like dry powdered shiitake mushroom, but you could use fresh too. And that tastes pretty good. So that I'll have whenever I'm making soup, and sometimes I just drink a cup of it on its own. And then I keep the elderberry syrup on hand, so whenever I'm feeling a little off, I just take a little swig from the bottle, or I'll keep a small bottle in my purse for that too. I look a little like an alcoholic, but it's good for my immune system.
Get a little drunk.
And,
Wow.
and then
I got
do
you
take
flask for
capsules.
Christmas.
Like, I take
Congratulations.
a capsule blend of mushrooms. I take reishi mushroom, and I take some things in tincture blend, and I put it out with my breakfast stuff, so that every day as I'm eating my breakfast, I take my vitamins and my tinctures at the same time.
Yeah, and like with the bitters, we talked about bitters last time for
Yes,
digestive
we did. I
health.
remember that,
And
yeah.
I said, put them right on your table
Yeah.
when you eat, where you eat every day, or on your spice rack. So then you're mixing your food for dinner, and then you just, there's my bitters. I got to do that. And make it so it's right there in your face.
Again, make the habit easier.
It's got to be a habit.
Yeah.
It really does.
And it's not going to you're not turning your life upside down to do this.
It really, you shouldn't.
No.
You shouldn't. And if you do, then what's the block there? Why are you,
Yeah,
why are
I
you
know.
blocking?
Why are you making such a
What's
big
the
thing of it?
block?
I know.
Right. So then that's where Reiki comes in.
See, look at that. And they will kind of smooth everything over.
Yeah. Get to the source.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
And your store is near Winnipesaukee. I'm up in that area doing
Downtown
summer quite a bit,
Meredith.
so
Meredith Bay,
Meredith
You
Bay.
bet.
right on 48 Main.
Yep.
The big yellow building.
Yes.
We've got Refuge Hair Salon out
Yep.
front, 48
Right there in the
Cafe-
corner.
Cafe
right.
and Creperie, and the Meredith Whole Living Center, all in one.
All right,
building.
I'm always up that way, so it's a good. I'll
Come
drop
on
in.
in.
Great little shop.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
fun. It's great energy, and I don't know. It's my love. It's my life.
So, if you had one thing you would recommend for individuals to improve their immune health, what would it be? The one thing they should definitely start with this.
One thing.
One
one
thing
thing they
I
should
know.
focus
I
on
know
to
there's
start
so
with.
much we
These
could do.
kind of
Yeah, I know.
questions. One thing.
Start with
eat,
and focus on.
Eat well.
And my
Eat
one
well.
thing would be sleep. Make sure to get adequate amounts of sleep.
You
as
know
best
what?
you can.
That's so is the last question in everybody's. No. I'll worry about the sleep later.
It's a panacea.
But it is so
really
it is
is.
so important. It is so important because your body is an amazing thing, but it's got to recharge it. So think of your phone.
Not
If you
sleeping is
never
like the
plug your
worst
phone
thing
in,
you can do to your
if
body.
you never plugged your phone in,
That's right.
it will not have power.
It is like
all
a
right?
defrag for the body.
It
really.
is.
The brain and the liver, all these organs detox at sleep, during sleep. So it's so important.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, then we got to get that taken care of as well. All right, Maria, we can see about your book tomorrow at the Winter Farmers Market at Cole Gardens, but it will be available soon.
Yes, I have it available now for people ordering through me, but other places it's
That's
releasing
perfect.
on
All right,
April 2nd.
you can find Maria at Wintergreen Botanicals in Allenstown. She is the author of the best-selling Body into Balance, an herbal guide to self-care, and the new Grow Your Own herbal remedies. And then, of course, Sara, as always, you can see her in Meredith at 42 Main.
48, maybe.
48 Main. That was close. Big yellow.
40-something, maybe.
40-something. That's perfect. And, of course, the Concord Food Co-op is always open. in that
24
for you.
South Main.
24
Concord.
South Main, Concord. And again, where you're going to help, you're going to get some guidance. Don't be afraid to make some small changes in your life, because sometimes the small changes can really add up to a better you. And it doesn't have to be a big thing.
And I think that's why a lot of people are comfortable shopping at the co-op or prefer it, is because they know it has been vetted. And I'm in that same situation. As I would look at it and would know what to pick. So
Right.
At least I know I'm in a good position going into the co-op, and anything on their shelves has already been vetted. So that's
Right.
very helpful for someone like me.
Right. So, and yeah, anything that you're looking at is already good for you.
Right.
But if you have a choice, then you can ask.
Right.
And be guided therefore. All right. So, when are you open, Sara?
I'm open Wednesday through Saturday, 9:30 to 4:30.
Okay, great. That's beautiful.
Yep. I have a couple of big classes coming up. I do an herbal apprenticeship every year. It's a 7-month course. I also do an intermediate and an advanced
Wow.
for people who love the plants and want to delve in deeper. Those are my core classes, but I do have other classes. I have a meditation circle that I'm doing the second Friday of the month.
Again, and that's not anything to fear either.
It isn't.
really
Come,
doesn't.
it's free.
What's your website?
Oh, www.sarasherbs.com.
Nice.
And
That's
what-
easy. Sarah with an
what's
H?
the sign?
No H.
Just so
Thank
Sarah's
you.
herbs. Well, that's an important Sarah
It is.
question.
Yeah.
Maria, what's the event?
The event.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Sarah
thank
and I are
you.
both past presidents for the New Hampshire Herbal Network, and the New Hampshire Herbal Network's big event of the year is Herb and Garden Days. That's going to be happening at Canterbury Shaker Village in June.
Okay,
it's
great.
the Saturday before Father's Day, and there's going to be a plant sale and workshops and
Oh, that's awesome.
vendor market.
That is
It's
a big day
really
there.
great event.
That's a-
It's
that's a
awesome.
big day.
The
Data.
theme is love is the best remedy.
Oh,
Early bird registration
Right?
happening right now.
That's perfect.
Is that a good intro to herbs?
It's great.
Yes,
Yes.
and you can get your plants there too. So
Ah.
And we
Yeah.
do plant walks, mushroom walks, whatever. We walk around, tell
Remedy
people what
making
the-
classes.
Remedy making classes.
Check it out.